Good morning, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah, if you're new here, and I'm doing something I never thought I would do in today's video. I am trying Kindle Unlimited for the 30-day free trial. Unfortunately, to get a little deep at 8 a.m. this morning, my physical disabilities are rearing their ugly head a little bit, and I've been attempting to read physically, and the pain of that has been prohibitive. I will read like 50 pages of a book and put it down, and then I'll be in pain for 3 days, and I will have terrible inflammation in my fingers and my wrists. And I just find reading ebooks on my iPad easier to handle for my disabilities. So back to Amazon Kindle Unlimited. I feel like for accessibility purposes, Kindle Unlimited might be something that I look into going forward, since I cannot really read physical books anymore. And there are certain authors I would love to support, and they only have work published on Kindle Unlimited. Authors on Kindle Unlimited get paid per pages read. So if I read these books, I'm directly supporting the authors in that way. So for the month of November, I am reading as many Kindle Unlimited books as I possibly can. I'm going to be documenting my journey for this 30-day free trial, and letting you know how the experiment goes, and ultimately deciding if Kindle Unlimited is something I want to pursue in the future as it pertains to my physical limitations in terms of being able to access and read books. I already have a huge laundry list of books that I know are indie pub or available on Kindle Unlimited, and so I'm rip-roaring, ready to go, and I will let you know the first book that I attempt. Happy November 4th. Last night I was able to finish the first book for this vlog, and the book that kind of kick-started this whole project, that book is Ascendant by Michael R. Miller. Hannah, why do you have a physical copy? Well, this is the book that I bought through bookshop.org to support the author, but was struggling very, very hard to read. Not because of the contents or the writing or anything like that, but because of my physical limitations. I was getting incredible wrist pain after reading just a couple of pages of this, so I was reading this very, very slow and couldn't get through it, and was experiencing a lot of pain. Which is not what you want when you're doing your hobby, is pain. So I finished this on Kindle Unlimited. This is a young adult dragon fantasy, kind of stereotypical boy and his dragon type story, except our main character is a 15-year-old son of a cook, and so his last name is Cook. He's supposed to be a cook. And he steals a dragon egg that is sent to be exterminated, and he saves that egg, and it hatches a blind dragon named Ash. We love good disability representation, and this is kind of a stereotypical story in some ways, in that it has a lot of trappings of classic fantasy tropes that, you know, I kind of love and enjoy. And just as the author puts it on his Goodreads comment, is, you know, just a different type of layer of paint on top, which I appreciated. I thought this was unique in its magic system and kind of different and fun. It's a little bit of a hard magic system, which I typically enjoy. However, I will say I did not love this story because of the execution. I wasn't looking for anything groundbreaking, I was just looking for something fun, and while this is fun, I thought the execution of this was kind of, I don't want to be mean, not for me. We'll say not for me. There are a lot of expository chapters, where we are just having a conversation to world build and to establish that hard magic system, which while I enjoy a couple of those to understand what's going on, it started to drag the plot of the story down. There's kind of no reason this needs to be 550 pages, in my opinion, for the plot that happens in this book. I just thought it was a little clumsy in its pacing, and and just too much exposition. And I thought the writing was a little like straightforward and simplistic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just didn't suck me in necessarily. It kind of kept me personally at like arm's length from the characters and the story here. Overall, I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy in general my time reading this, but I don't think this is going to be a series I'm going to continue. But I am glad I picked it up to get what all the hype is about.
Good morning, everyone. It's November 8th, and I'm in bed still. It's 8 in the morning, and we're just going to carry on with this video and escape into reading, essentially. I read N.K. Jemison's short story, Emergency Skin. This is only 34 or 32 pages, and I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought this was an excellent short story. I've been wanting to read this book, or this short story, for 5 years, and I've never had access to Kindle Unlimited, so I've never gotten around to it. I'm really happy I got to this one. I'm eagerly anticipating another N.K. Jemisin release. She's one of my favorite authors of all time. This is a very short story, and it has a very interesting perspective. Our main character doesn't even get a voice. It's told from the perspective of an AI like bot in his head, and the bot is narrating and speaking directly to the main character, but the main character themselves does not get a voice, which is a super interesting storytelling device that I thought was used to great effect to tell this particular story. While I liked the story a lot, I think the messages behind it were a little simplistic in its execution of exploring the theme, but it was still a really interesting storytelling device, and the messages were good. I really appreciated them, so 4.5 out of 5 stars for that. I also read a fantasy book, which is the start of a fantasy romance series, Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I was incredibly entertained the whole time. I actually really enjoyed the fantasy elements. I enjoyed the family dynamic. Our main character, DM, is a healer. She has a father and a brother and a mother, so she actually has a family, which is kind of rare in fantasy stories. And her mother goes missing at the start of the story, and so we're kind of following the repercussions of that and how DM's role has to change as a healer and as the big sister and a provider for the family. I really liked this. I did find DM, she's supposed to be 20, but she is can be annoying at times and act very childishly teenagery. So this did have a hint of young adult in it, just in the way that DMs sometimes acted and or reacted. She just was very angry all the time and kind of reckless and didn't think about her actions at all. So that was a little annoying at times, but overall I still really enjoyed this. She's actually in a relationship with her childhood best friend at the beginning of the story, and it's very obvious that he is not the end game romance, which I think is kind of an interesting take. We do, I think, get a hint of who the end game romance partner is. And then there's kind of a cliffhanger at the end that really propelled the story forward and makes me want to read more. I don't know if I will continue the series in this 30-day trial, but I have heard this book is getting traditionally published. So if there are audiobooks that get produced for this, I will definitely pick those up, but on to the next read. The next thing I'm reading is just absolute smut, and that's kind of what I need right now, just to wipe my mind completely blank.
Well, this vlog didn't go as expected. I'm incredibly sick. So, you know, reading is happening, but I don't feel like vlogging. Very quickly, I'll just tell you, I'm reading some good smut. That's about it. It's November 13th. And hopefully I'll check back in when I actually feel better. It's not COVID, thank goodness. I've taken tests. They're all negative, so I'm reading, but I'm not functioning. And my tea is almost done. I'm gonna go have that right now. Hello, everyone. I promise I leave my office, and I know this isn't the most exciting vlog ever. I haven't really done much other than just give you reading updates from this exact perspective. Let me catch you up. Okay, we got a couple books to talk about. I'm just gonna run through them really quickly, and then we're gonna wrap up this vlog because I am done with the experiment. I've figured out all my feelings. So let's talk about the books. Okay, so the first smut I read was A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor by Catherine Moon. This is just about Esther, who gets recruited to be a member of a brothel for monsters. She's a human. It's just vibes and smash. That's it. That's it. That's what this book is, and I had a great time. That's it. 4 stars. I then read Lola and the Millionaires Part 1 and 2, also by Catherine Moon. This is an Omegaverse. Don't ask me to explain that to you. Look it up on the internet. It is, very quickly, a very famous fan fiction trope, and this is my first experience with this fan fiction trope. I actually enjoyed my time reading these. I thought these were more emotionally impactful and actually had a good character dynamics between Lola and every single member of her harem than the previous book by Catherine Moon. It had a lot more emotional weight to it, so I actually gave the first part 4.5 stars and the second part 4 stars. I think this is a solid series. I don't think I'm an Omegaverse fan though. I was like, okay, I'm glad I tried it, but I don't think I'm gonna like keep reading this type of trope. It just seemed kind of okay to me. Now I am I'm like 80% of the way through just a regular contemporary romance called In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. This is a small town single uncle raising his niece, second chance / one who got away romance between this woman who was left at the altar at the beginning of the book, and her name is Shay, and she flees to her small town. She inherits her step-grandmother's tulip farm, and she has to be married to inherit it, so she fake marries / marries of conveniences her childhood friend who is back at the farm. This has great plus size rep. I will say Shay is not the kindest to herself in her body necessarily. She thinks, at least in the beginning, that she has to be perfect and has to change her body to fit some type of perfect stereotype or mold. So, you know, keep that in mind. This is good, but I'm not loving it. I'm probably gonna give it 3 stars. It's 450 pages and it feels long. I just think it lost a lot of steam in the second half of the book, and my interest is definitely waning. And so I think with that, I'm going to stop the experiment. And let me tell you about this reading journey I've been on. I am an audiobook girly. I just am. I prefer audiobooks. I can do things other than just sit and read. I can do chores. I can go on walks. I've been really missing my walks, honestly. I've been sick, so I also haven't been walking and doing my exercise for that reason. But I just think I prefer audiobooks, and if I'm gonna give Bezos money, I'd honestly rather pick up an Audible subscription, but I already pay for Libro FM, and there's only certain titles on Audible that are Audible exclusives that I feel like I need to read. So I think, if anything, I'll just bump up my Libro FM subscription to 2 credits a month instead of 1 if I'm really feeling like I need more audiobooks in my life. And my sister also pays for Everand, so that's another audiobook library that isn't Amazon owned, that does audiobooks and ebooks that I can access through my sibling to get more content. So I think it was good to try this 30-day free trial, or 18-day free trial. It's November 18th right now, but I'm just kind of burnt out on just solely reading ebooks. I'm not even reading that many audiobooks right now because I'm trying to read and fulfill this experiment, but I'm tired of looking at words. Not that it's bad or anything like that to read with your eyes. I just need more variety, and I feel like if I were to get it in a Kindle Unlimited subscription, I would feel this burden and this pressure to read as many books as possible with my eyes, just to make the subscription worth it for me. Like, and that would be like, I don't know, 5 or 6 books, and I don't want to put that pressure on myself. So we're calling it early. We're ending it here. I'm gonna go listen to some audiobooks. Thank you so much if you stuck around for this video. I hope I'm well soon. Still a little scratchy and sniffly, but I appreciate you all for sticking around for this one. And I will see you in another video of mine very soon. Bye.